Welcome to the 9 News Prep Rally.
Happy Sunday morning. I'm Ashley Moore, and welcome into the Prep Rally. The basketball postseason is officially here, and we are weeks away from the big March Madness tournament over at Denver Coliseum. Now, for those of you that don't know, that will be March 13th through the 15th, and we'll be there for all your coverage needs. But to the final games of the regular season, beginning at the Hill. Smoky Hill, that is, as the ranked Buffaloes hosted the Grandview Wolves. And to the first quarter we go. Smoky Hill in transition when Lorenzo Contreras, my goodness, pulls up from the parking lot. 11-8 Buffaloes trail. But here come the Wolves. Trevor Thomas pulls up from 3 and in front of the Smoky Hill bench. And he lets them know what's up. Game tied at 11, and the Wolves would get it back. Thomas, this time to Jalen Dorso, who's lays it in, and Grandview takes the lead. So to the third, Grandview ball stolen by Contreras. He moves the ball up court into Carter Vasquez, who makes the fast break layup as Smokey keeps it close. Same quarter and another transition play. These boys are in shape. Steal by Thomas. And it's DeRusso finishing at the hoop. Wolves lead 48-45. But to some ball movement. Graham to Vasquez, who gets it back to Kalen Graham, and watch what happens next. He drains it in front of his bench, and Smokey leads by 2. But in the fourth, Contreras with the steal, and he'll finish himself as Smoky Hill beats Grandview 67-52. But to Mountain Vista, and look who's in the stands. Former Denver Bronco Justin Simmons tuned in for a top 10 matchup against Ralston Valley. And we begin in the second half. RV ball, Frank Soto on the wing, but he drives hard to the basket for the tough layup. RV trails by 1, and to more Mustangs. Tanner Burkita with the tough windmill layup as RV leads now by 2. But a few plays later, Vista's Oliver Junker passes to Hudson Rooney on the baseline and clear the room. Rooney gets up there. Vista takes the 1-point lead. All right, so still in the third, Golden Eagles strip the ball loose and head the other way as Brandon Matcham gets it to Junker, who's a junker with a 2-hand slam. But to the very last play of the third, Vista misses from 3, but Brandon Matcham with the putback at the buzzer. 4-point lead, but I want more dunks. Fourth quarter, Cal Baskin with the great alley-oop to Junker. Vista up 6. And a few plays later, it's who? Junker again. Listen, he might be the person to save the NBA dunk contest as Mountain Vista takes down Ralston Valley 67-58.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Rangeview High School.
And as the basketball season winds down, so does the career of Rangeview's public address announcer, Rich Gomez. After 42 years announcing all of the boys and girls basketball, volleyball, and wrestling matches, it's about that time to sign off for the longtime Raider. Thursday night, Rangeview honored Gomez's amazing legacy with a Rich Gomez night. Former and current students all showed up to bid him farewell, but it's not over yet. The Rangeview boys are the #1 team in the state, and as they host playoff games at home, Gomez will be on the mic until calling it an end to his incredible career. But congratulations are in order for one high school girls basketball player, Peak to Peaks Alexandra Eschmeyer, one of 2 girls selected to the McDonald's All-American game. And earlier this week, I sat down with the Stanford commit one-on-one ahead of the unveiling of her All-American jersey. Right now, we are joined by 2025 McDonald's All-American Alex Eschmeyer. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for having me today.
Of course. Thank you for seeing us. Just 2 Colorado athletes in the nation were selected for the women's McDonald's All-American game. That was you and Sienna Betts. For one, where were you when you found out you received the honor, and how does it feel representing your state like that?
Yeah, I was lifting, so I had a lift, so I didn't find out until after when I looked at my phone and I saw that my brother had texted me that, like, congrats, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is actually happening. It's insane. Yeah, and there was just like a lot of emotion, obviously, and excitement, and yeah.
I love that. Well, that leads me to my next question. You chose to go to Stanford. I mean, one of the best programs for women basketball, historically speaking. Why did you choose to be a Cardinal?
There were a number of reasons. I mean, first of all, the academics. I've always really valued that highly. Obviously, Stanford's a powerhouse program, always has been and always will be. yeah, and so those were like the initial, it was always kind of in the back of my mind, like in middle school, I was like, if I could go anywhere, it'd be Stanford. And then just like going through the recruiting process, meeting the coaches, meeting the team, all of those things. And then finally when I did visit, that's when I truly was like, I know that like this is where I'm gonna go.
It is cool. Okay, I want to switch gears a bit to your family. Okay. Your mom's in the Indiana Hall of Fame. Your dad played center for the Mavericks and the Nets. Your twin brothers on the boys' side of the basketball team. To grow up in such a basketball-rich family, was it any other question that you will be playing basketball growing up?
I really think something that I love about my family is just the balance that we have. Obviously in winter basketball season, it gets intense. There's like game every other day, so obviously it's a lot of conversation around that time about basketball, but I think throughout the rest of the year and just in general, we do a really good job of, you know, maintaining like other interests and passions and stuff like that.
This summer, you had the opportunity to play for the under-17 team for the FIBA World Cup, and y'all came back with gold.
Yeah.
You're a gold medalist on top of everything. I mean, what was that experience like?
Yeah, it was truly such an honor. Just like even now thinking about it, it's like when we were standing there and the anthem was playing, it was like, wow, like I'm really representing my country right now. It was just so surreal. And then just the general like experience of playing against and with such like high level talent was something I'd never experienced before.
Peak to peak. You made it to the grade 8 in the state tournament last year. You unfortunately lost to the state runner-ups in Holy Family. How much of the journey has been to get back to that moment and to make it further than y'all did last season?
Yeah, you know, we made it that far, and that was the second time in school history we've made it. But after that, when like the game was over, we were like, we're not done here. Like there's still more. And I know with this team this year, we have a bunch of new pieces. We've lost some girls, but I truly believe that we can get back there and if not, go further. So I'm super excited about that.
Well, I mean, you were a great interview.
Thank you.
Looking forward to watching you at Stanford. Looking forward to seeing what you do for the rest of the year and for that state championship run as well. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Well, it's that time again to announce this week's Honor Roll winner. You at home had to vote, and the winner of that vote is none other than the Vista Peak Prep Bison Bacon twins, Ian and Amelia, winning the vote by an overwhelming majority as they made history as the first set of boy-girl twins to win a wrestling state competition in the same meet. So major congrats goes out to the Bacon family. But reminder, we can't be everywhere. So if you're ever out at a game and see something you'd like featured on the Prep Rally, just send it over. That's all, folks. I'm Ashley Moore. We'll see you next time right here on the 9 News Prep Rally.